Michael Bond has spent 18 years as a first-grade teacher. During that time, he's seen just about everything imaginable. But on the afternoon of September 8th, 1995 in Bangor, Maine, he was reminded that every new school year brings with it new challenges and unimaginable surprises.
For first graders, it's extremely difficult making that adjustment from kindergarten to a full day in first grade.
Okay, need everybody to settle right down.
It had been a long first week.
We're going to graph our eye color. How many of you know
6-year-old Courtney Stevenson was one of the new first graders.
I'm going to give you some eyeballs.
Joey Dawson was one of Courtney's friends.
She's really good and nice. Sometimes she helped me spell things that I had trouble with.
If you had to predict what color we have the most of in our room, what would you say?
Blue.
Think we have more blue eyes in the room than anybody?
Aaron Dennis was sitting near Courtney.
More brown eyes?
Courtney went to get her pencil and she stuck her finger on the desk and she got it stuck.
I'm going to give you an eyeball to color and cut out, and then we'll put together a graph and we'll find out.
Courtney is one of my friends and I really like her a lot, but she's awfully curious.
And then we'll put together a graph and we'll find out just exactly.
Mr. Bond, my finger's stuck.
When she shouted out, "My finger is stuck in that little hole and it won't come out," I knew exactly which little hole she was talking about.
Okay, we'll get it out, we'll get it out. Can you just pull up on it just a little bit for me?
No.
It won't come out?
It hurts, no.
Okay. Adam, I need you to go get Mrs. McGregor for me quickly.
I recently had surgery on my arm, and it's very difficult to do anything with one hand, so I immediately sent someone down for the principal.
His finger's stuck. How?
Principal Christine McGregor came to see what she could do.
By the time I got there, she was scared and she was crying.
See what the problem is here. Can you bring it up a little?
But I figured I could calm her down and I would be able to get the finger out and we'd go on our merry way.
Wait a minute, let me see on the...
It was very swollen and it was just wedged in so tightly, and there was no way we were going to be able to pull the finger out.
Michael, we need ice. Go get some ice, please.
The next thing I thought of was get some ice on her finger and maybe the swelling would go down.
Little. Come on, honey. I'm going to push it up just a little.
I realized that it was essential for me to get this finger out soon because it looked like the circulation was being cut off.
I know, honey. I know.
Okay, here's some ice.
Okay, good.
Okay,
All right.
I'm just going to put some ice
All
on
right,
it
we're
so
going to
that
put this
stops
around
swelling.
it and try to get the swelling to go down.
I feel sorry for her because I imagine the pain that she was in that moment.
Swelling to go down.
I know how it feels because one time I got my finger shut in the door and it hurts as much.
Okay, the colder it is, the better it's going to be. It's going to
I
help.
put ice on her fingers and try to make it shrink, but it wouldn't.
Does that make it feel
It wasn't funny because she kind of got seriously hurt.
We're going to try to do it from both sides, Courtney.
My mind was racing. That was when I began to think about the gym teacher because he was well schooled in first aid.
I put on from the inside and you put it from the
I
outside.
didn't put a little bit of that on it.
We're just trying to make it slippery, Courtney, so it'll come right out, okay?
They tried putting soap on her finger, but it didn't work either.
I know. I'm getting quite...
I was worried about her a lot, but she was brave. She just screamed.
Can you pull it out one little bit? Is it moving at all, Jeff?
Nothing that we tried was working,
Pull it out. Oh, come on.
Very small.
so we decided that we would call her father. They live quite close to the school.
Okay, friends, I'd like everyone to line up with me, please.
Mr. Bond wanted us to go outside because he didn't want us to see her screaming and crying. I put my finger in the hole before, but I'm lucky it came out.
No, honey, it hurts, but we got you.
Courtney's father, Kevin, was working at home when the school notified him.
I felt very sorry for Courtney because I knew what she was probably thinking. It was the first week of school, and I'm trying to meet people, and now this has to happen.
Does it hurt?
Pull it straight up. Okay.
Courtney is no bigger than a little peanut. She was a brave little girl, but she was scared and I was scared for her.
No, we're trying.
I was starting to think perhaps I'm going to have to call 911.
4 minutes after the call for help, a Bangor fire rescue unit arrived at the scene. including EMT Brian Higgs.
I fell for it. Being around lots of big people and having her finger stuck, that's pretty scary for somebody her age. So I personally made a kind of little pact with her. If it really hurts, tell me, and then we'd fix it so it wouldn't hurt. And that kind of made her relax.
Okay, look at that. Yeah. How's that? We're gonna have to get this top off so we get a better angle.
EMT Bill Van Persum was also part of the crew.
Yeah, we realized that it was going to take more than just a little Vaseline to get the finger out.
Easy does it, easy does it, easy. Okay. All right.
We decided to remove the desk from the little girl.
Just be calm, okay? We're not. It's okay, okay? It's okay. We're going to get your finger out real soon. Okay. Okay. We're trying. A little time, babe. Okay. Good job.
It was very heavy gauged metal, so it was rather tough to cut.
One more cut. All right. Easy does it. Real easy. All right. Easy. Yeah, you almost got it, pal. Almost there. Come on, honey. Come on. There we go. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Let's take a look. Almost there. Okay. There we go.
Once they removed Courtney from the desk, she still had that huge piece of metal on her. And one of the firefighters made a comment, "That's a nice looking ring you got there, Courtney." And I mean, she chuckled.
Here we go. Easy. Couple more cuts, Courtney. We won't cut it off.
From this point, we decided to make an incision up to the finger.
Okay.
Peel it back.
There we go, babe.
Peel.
All right. Okay. Well, there's one, babe.
We made 2 incisions from opposite sides of the section of desk. The last cut was very delicate because it was right up next to the little girl's finger.
She did feel pain, and as any father would tell you, that hits you right in the heart.
Is it hurting really? It's for real. Okay, we're almost there. Look at that. Right out. All gone. All gone. Look at that. Yeah, look at that.
When her finger finally got out of the hole, you would have thought it was Christmas. And she lit right up, and she was just very happy that it was over.
Well, you lose, honey. It's all over with.
No, they didn't, did they?
I just loved it when I got out. I could move my hands again. And I was so happy. It was like I was the happiest person in the world when I got it out.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Now that it's all over, it seems rather silly that we had to have such a huge response from the fire department for a small little girl. But the firefighters were fantastic.
You're never going to forget those firemen, are you, Courtney?
Yeah. That'd be fun? No. It wouldn't be fun at all, would it?
She was such a trooper. She was very brave, and she maintained very calm through the whole thing. I mean, she had her moments, but I was a proud dad. I mean, she did a great job.
Okay, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
It was really good to see my dad because I like him a lot, and he's my dad, and he's always helped me when I got hurt.
Okay, this time we're going to work with partners.
Before the first week of school was over, Courtney had made a lasting impression on her new classmates.
You're not going to use both. You're just going to use one.
We've been studying the Curious George books, and already the kids had been nicknaming her Curious Courtney because she just seemed to be so inquisitive about everything.
Keep going. Keep going.
I give Courtney a hard time once in a while about it. She'll always remember it as the girl who got her finger stuck in her desk the first week of school. I mean, she'll have to live with it the rest of her life.
She's a really good friend of mine, and I was glad that she got it out a lot. There's duct tape over the holes now, and we can't get our fingers in it. That's my story. That's all I know. The lesson that I learned, not to stick your finger in a hole again because I don't want to get it stuck in again, and I bet you don't either.